So think, design, implement. Very much the think comes from when I go and work with companies, I want to understand what the problems are first. So I've taken a design thinking approach. I was very fortunate to do a course in design thinking as part of a master's program. I did an elective, and I was over in Hyderabad in India, and we did a course on design thinking. And I wanted to take some of the elements there of you not necessarily going in to fix the problem. You're not necessarily going in there to solve a problem or provide a solution. You want to ideate. So you want to meet with a team, run a little bit of diagnostics, and see what trends come up. So typically my think process involves me going in and meeting with a team. It might be a number of the senior leaders. It might be a few individual contributors, mid-managers, whatever it is. And then asking them a number of questions, which will give me an operational health, like almost an organizational health score for the business. And just really ask them, that usual, what should we start doing? What should we stop doing? If you could wave a magic wand, what would you like to see change in the business? And really start just picking up the pulse of the business. That's the thing. And then what I would do is I'd take that diagnostics report and say, right, well, this is what I'm seeing. Your values are pretty strong, but you don't check your metrics weekly, for example. So maybe that's something we need to start looking at. Or you're only doing an annual goal setting thing. You're not doing a quarterly goal setting thing. If you did quarterly, you could probably get more done. Or when you set your goals, you set 50 goals every quarter and you only achieve none of them, right? So less is more. That's my approach on everything. So rather every leader, just one goal each. And if every leader is dealing with one thing each a quarter, suddenly you get to the end of year and you've really moved the dial. So for me, it's all about less is more, and then really putting an emphasis on those goals, saying that's what you need to focus on. Spend at least 4 or 5 hours outside your business as usual every week, thinking about your goal, working on your goal, really put time in your calendar around your goal. Because if you're spending 4 or 5 hours a week over 12 weeks of a quarter, you're going to get a lot done. But if you open up your email on a Friday morning and the first curveball comes in, you're naturally going to go and solve that curveball. So you're going to end up working on business as usual and you won't hit goals. So that's kind of, that's the think process. Just really understand where in the business there's potential errors. The design is then saying, right, well, let's get you thinking big, where you need to be in 10 years, what your values are, what your market, basically a strategic document. And the design piece is implement the strategic document with a team, where you want to go, but then turn that into an execution plan. So strategy is great. Execution, a lot of companies don't get right. So I'd spend a few days with the leadership team saying, right, what's your go-to market? Where do you want to be in 10 years from now? Where do you want to be 3 years from now? What are the 3 unique identifiers, the 3 things that make you stand apart from the rest of your competitors or the rest of the market, and really get them focused on that. And then say, right, you've got your behaviors, you've got your North Star in terms of where you want to go. We know you've got your mission. We know what makes you unique. We know what your go-to-market strategy is. Now let's start working through what are the things you want to try and achieve this year or this quarter to get you to that 10-year plan. And then we turn that into a SMART goal or a metric or a KPI or dashboard or whatever, and we make sure that team works towards that every week of the year. That's the design piece. So get them a strategic doc that is executable. So they almost have a plan, a blueprint. You looked at the Lego Land Rover in the back there. It's that Lego book that you use to build that Land Rover. That's the plan we want them to have, almost a paint by numbers. This is where you're going to go. Don't deviate from that. And then the implement is really me hand-holding, joining meetings. When I work with scale-up companies, it might only be 1 or 2 days a month. I might join their weekly management meeting. I might chair their meeting. I might help them with interviewing. I might look at their dashboards. So every month might be something different, but I'll bring them through this journey of operationalizing their business.